All right, guys. Once again, I want to welcome you back to Trending Ninja. We have a breaking news concerning the story of Oluwatimilehin Ajayi, and I believe you are familiar with this particular story. Oluwatimilehin Ajayi murdered his girlfriend and all that, so the matter was taken to court. But right now we have breaking news concerning this particular story because the court in Nasarawa State has delivered its judgment. So the court in Lafia, Nasarawa State, has sentenced Oluwatimilehin Ajayi, the suspected killer of the National Youth Service Corps member Salome Adaudu, to death by hanging. So, according to Justice Simon Aboke, who delivered this judgment, found Ajayi, Mr. Ajayi, guilty of killing and dismembering this particular lady. Oh, this is so shock. This is so shock. It's a shocking story, Mr. Larry.
All right, my name is Larry. Yes, we shall be looking at the entire story. I think the story broke sometime a few months ago. So look at what really happened.
All right, Mr. Larry. People will always look for mourning for words. People these days are also left in integrity and order to look for money. So it seems that money is everything these days. Money is everything because the person we are talking about right now, it was a gospel, maybe still doing it, gospel musician. We believe gospel artists supposed to have some atom of fear of God. So what can you say about the desperation of this Mr. Timilehin Ajayi?
Well, of course, we really don't know what he was going to do with the body because according to the story, what we learned was that after butchering the lady, he put everything in a cellophane bag, was moving it on Okada bike, and the Okada man was suspicious and then ordered him to come down in front of his fellow Okada people. So from there they interrogated him and they found out that it was human flesh that was there. Of course, I don't know what was going on, whether his level of mental stability or whether he actually wanted to use the body for ritual. But of course, we learned. He said he's a gospel musician, and of course, we don't. A lot of people don't. He's not a popular gospel musician, though. We've not heard much about him in his concerning his music.
Believe we seen some of his music, so there's no doubt about that. He's a gospel musician who also is coming up and also bringing out a lot of some release some songs. But this particular judgment, let us look at this particular judgment from the Nasarawa High Court. Do you think that Salome family has judgment?
Yes, justice has been served. So, but of course, that justice cannot bring the dead back. So it's an heartbroken story. But of course, the man has about 90 days to appeal, so he can still appeal the death sentence. So we see how he does that. I don't know what he's going to convince. His lawyers has a lot. His lawyers have a lot of work to do, because I don't know how they are going to convince the justices at the Court of Appeal now on whether he did it purposely or he didn't do it purposely, or it was a premeditated action or whatsoever. So it's left for him to decide on whether he's going to appeal that judgment or not.
All right, guys. I believe this is a youth, a young Nigerian. If you look at our society these days, a lot of people are so desperate. This art, do you believe that this art is as a result of desperation in the part of this man?
Well, it could be, and it may not. But of course, he knows the motive behind it. We don't know whether it's his mental health, but of course, the court should have subjected him to. I don't know how the process was, what the document they tendered, whether they he was asked to bring whether he was tested to find out whether he has his level of mental stability is okay. But of course, it could also be for purpose of money ritual, because that's not the only case in the country. There are several cases of murder in the country concerning male and female, so it has become a trending issue in the country. So I don't know the government, but what is saddening is that in most of these cases, the ministry, the women affairs ministry, has not been doing a lot, because at least you should have seen them go to the National Assembly, make legislations to preserve a lot of these ladies, because it seems they don't say much. You hardly see them make statements. We've seen a lot of such instances online, and you hardly see the Minister of Women Affairs and Youth Development make statement on these things. Well, perhaps if they make statement on these things, they provide solution, they go to National Assembly to make legislation, perhaps most of these things will have stopped, but we hardly hear them say so.
All right, some people will also say that it's because of the situation of the country that a lot of people are struggling. No, the dream has never been met. You do a lot of things, nothing is coming forth. No, some people are blaming it to what is going on, to the hardship, to the problem, and some people rightly blame the current administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That's why you see our youth these days, they are so desperate. Some of them that are still in school, you see them that they want to hammer. They want to ride on a big car. They want to build mansion. How will you advise, judging by this sentence right now? Well, how will you advise this our young generation, that is the youth of today?
Well, of course, it is what the society is bringing forth that is responsible for all these things. We have a society where people just, in Nigeria, there's a lot of luxurious life. We love luxury cars, everything luxurious. You see people riding on manner of luxurious cars. People and youths are beginning to kind of they begin to put themselves under pressure to acquire some of these luxuries, and they don't have the money. Of course, if you look at these ladies also, they don't go after guys that are struggling. They want guys that are doing well. So inadvertently, they are trying to put men under pressure. You see, some of these guys, they don't mind doing whatever they want to do just to please their girlfriend or whoever. But of course, what government can do is to appeal to parents to ensure the proper upbringing of the children. I think that's just the only thing now that can save the society, and then to clamp down on luxury. Whatever government is going to do to clamp down on luxury, you see people now buying the latest car in the country. So those things can put youth under peer pressure. They don't even see education as a way out now. They feel that, okay, what can you get with education? Nothing. So they believe the best way out is to go into the other side and do things that can fetch them money in a negative way. So government needs to come up with legislations that will ensure that such things are curbed from the society.
All right, guys, you can see that crime does not pay. I'm telling you, the law will catch up with you. So that is what has happened right now. You can see that Oluwatimilehin Ajayi has been sentenced to death by hanging. And quickly, let us end this video. And I want to put this last question to you. We have seen so many cases where some people are sentenced to death by hanging in Nigeria, and you will be counting. Maybe the case may move from the High Court right now to the appeal to Supreme Court. Even after the Supreme Court has delivered their judgment, you will still find out that this particular person that are sentenced to death is still alive. Nobody is willing to implement the judgment. You can see the case of Reverend King and all that. They are still pending. Nobody want to implement it. Do you think that will be the case for this particular guy?
Well, we can't preempt, but of course, it has always been the case, just as you said. Governors are in charge of signing death warrants. So a lot of these governors don't want blood. They don't want their hands to be stained with blood. So rather they would rather keep them in the jail languishing, and then of course pending the governor or the next administration that has that courage to sign the death warrant. So the reason why we have a lot of these those people that are convicted to death is because we governors don't are afraid, they don't want to sign death warrant. So that's why we have, but I don't know if this will end that way anyway.
All right, guys, I believe you might have learned one or two lessons from this case of Oluwatimilehin Ajayi. So, what can you say about this? Let me turn to you, viewers. So, whatever you have to contribute, why can't you relate it in the comment section? And don't forget to join us here. Don't forget to like our content. Don't forget to share it. And also, don't forget to subscribe here. Let us do this again in another video.